Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata.
Hey guys, so we're going to talk about being of service. So I had something beautiful happen to me a month ago, actually, I think now or so, a couple of weeks ago. I was in Toronto for a Gabby Bernstein lecture. She actually lectured with two other women, and it was Money and Miracles. And of course, I thought that I was going to this lecture to learn all about how to make more money, how to be this amazing entrepreneur, and all this kind of stuff. Well, when I was in Toronto, I experienced many miracles and many things. And when I came back, it was interesting because no more money came into my life. So I didn't have this huge flow of, money all of a sudden appear. But what I did have was this amazing shift where I started to realize that in many different ways, God was starting to tell me that abundance, wasn't about money. It was really about what are you putting out there. So it wasn't about getting. What it really was about, how much can I really give? And it was a huge shift for me because before this, I was very stuck on, different little thoughts about like, oh, okay, this isn't happening because I'm not making money, or my coaching isn't going anywhere because I'm not making any money, or, I talked about my job, so my job's going to end and I'm really not going to have any money because I'm not going to have a paycheck. So there was tons of thoughts about how I was going to lack. Basically, I was getting in a state of lacking because I was thinking abundance was equal money. And because that wasn't happening, and I thought money and miracles, I'm going totally to learn about this money. And I left there thinking I didn't learn anything about money at all. When I came back, what I really realized is, man, I've learned all this stuff about being of service and of abundance. And like I said, the miracles came in different ways. But I had a beautiful experience when I was actually in Toronto that I went to IKEA with my mom. And I think I talked about this in another blog, but I went to IKEA with my mom, and I usually go to a store, and of course I sometimes check out things that I like, but I was totally in a state of, I just want to get things to make my mom's house, my parents' house look nicer, and I love decorating. I talked about that before. So because I was in that, I got so much out of just getting things to make their place look nice that I didn't even think about getting anything for myself. And I left there thinking, wow, I don't know if I've ever gone to IKEA and not gotten anything for myself, because even if it's like a candle, I'm always like, what can I get for me? So it was a huge shift because I really wasn't looking to do that. And I've picked it up on different aspects of my life as well. Like at work, part of my job is going out and getting some supplies for some of the programs that we run out of the school. And of course, if I'm at Walmart or Target or wherever I'm at, sometimes I do think, oh, I need to get this for the house. I need to get that for the house. And recently I noticed that I literally told myself, no, you're here to be of service to somebody else. So like today we went to help out this little boy who really needed some he needed to buy a pair of shoes, he needed some pants, and part of my role in the whole thing was to go find him his shoes. And it was so amazing to go and look for his shoes and really be thinking like, okay, what shoe is really going to be cute on him? What shoe is really going to make him feel good? How can I really bring joy to this little boy's life? And taking that little part of the whole thing that I had, that I was in charge of, just buying him a pair of shoes that was a size 7. But I took it very seriously, and I knew at that moment, the universe was telling me, this is how you're serving in your best capacity right now, by picking out a pair of shoes for a little boy. And it's been huge for me because, like I said, I kept thinking it was about the money, but as I've shifted, there's so many beautiful things that have come into my life. I just coached a new person I picked up as a coach, as a client. And, I called them that even though, I just offered my services to this girl because she was posting something on Her Future. If you're not on Her Future, you should join. And I said, let me just help you. And it was such a powerful coaching session, and I got so much out of it. And this person was amazing. This person wanted to go serve the world and go to all these countries and give these people that didn't have a voice. This was her actual intention. She wanted to go to other countries and give people that didn't have a voice a voice. I thought, what the hell? That is such a powerful intention. And she was, I'm coaching her, so she's hesitating on whether she should do this. And I'm like, hello, go serve the world. And it was beautiful because at that moment I realized the connection between it all. By me telling her to go serve their world, I was actually serving all those people too. Not because I was going to be the deciding factor in her decision, but just the energy and the intention that was in all of it. I was in this conversation because even though there was no money attached to the situation, I intended to coach someone and help someone and give these Course in Miracles principles to somebody to make them happy and want them to share their happiness with the rest of the world. And then I attracted this beautiful girl into my life, this woman who wants to go give others give them a voice, you know, and I was telling her, like, it's amazing because, believe it or not, I'm not much of a traveler. I'm more like a homebody person, and she wants to travel everywhere. And I thought, wonderful, go spread the message, go help people. And the beautiful connection that there was in there, just because I hadn't blocked out myself from saying, you know, I'm not going to coach anybody because if they can't pay me, I'm not coaching them. So that was a huge shift for me to just be able to say, like, universe, I get it. I'm completely taken care of at this very moment. You have given me everything that I want, everything I could possibly need today. What you're telling me is, I'm taking care of you, go take care of others. Go give them your passion. Give them your love. Give them your service. And of course, when I start talking, like just the same energy that I'm giving off right now in a blog, when I start coaching, you know, I get very hardcore, tough love. You know, you can do this. Go ahead. Cheerleader, kind of cheerleader on crack kind of on you about, yes, go live out your dreams and be happy. And it's huge. And it's a huge shift for me. And that abundance just kind of comes out. And to be honest, I don't give a F that I'm not getting paid for it. I love doing it. And it's been really huge how the universe has just brought the right tools in the form of that lecture that was so beautiful, a very powerful lecture that Gabrielle Bernstein, Jen Groover, and I don't remember the other beautiful lady's name that was there, that gave that, yes, it wasn't about the dollar signs. It was about the service. Sure, if when the dollar signs come in, wonderful. I will welcome it in. I'm ready to welcome it. I'm no longer afraid of that anymore. That yes, I can be worth whatever amount of money and it's perfectly fine. But I'm already happy. So if I'm already in the state of, I'm already happy, I'm already being of service, just by buying the size 7 shoes today for the little boy was just filled me with joy to know that this little boy no longer had to walk around with holy shoes because we had served him at the highest that we could by really taking the time and giving it 100% of my attention to getting him a pair of shoes. The same way with the other person, you know, I'm giving this wonderful woman 100% of my attention and of my service so that she could go serve somebody else. I hope you can really see the connection with this because one is no bigger than the other. And what really blocks us, a lot of us, is the ego tends to make us compare. So for me, I'm going to out myself big time now. For me, it's huge to compare myself to, like, say, a Gabrielle Bernstein. You know, she's doing big things, she's lecturing, and I love in Course in Miracles equally as she does. But the form is different, but it doesn't mean that the service is any less. And she would say this herself. I think it's amazing that somebody's out there like her, Marianne Williamson, putting this stuff out there because we need it. It needs to get spread. But my ego will tell me, oh, you're not doing the same thing. Look at you. You're just doing a little blog. That's not the same as writing a couple, you know, best-selling books or getting another book coming out for Gabby right now that she's bringing out her other book. And of course, if I think that, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit there and be like, oh, I'm not Gabby. Why bother? Right? I might as well just give up and let the fear take over. But the voice of love comes in and really says, no, you got to be of service. You know, it's important that someone writes those best-selling books. It's important that someone does these little blogs. It's important that somebody does beautiful writing based on Course in Miracles. It's all important. That's the whole part of abundance, is that it's all really important and there's always room for somebody else. So this was a huge block for me in many ways because I wouldn't want to do certain things, or I felt about doing it, and I really wasn't really expanding myself wide open and saying, like, you know what, F it, I'm just going to do it because I love it. That's really what it is. And because I'm really feeling like I'm being asked to do it. So of course, when I'm doing something because I feel I'm asked to do it, I'm coming from a place of service and genuinely knowing that, yes, talking to you right, telling you, go be of service and be happy already. Realize that everything that you have to be happy is being given to you at this very moment. So my intention, of course, is talking about Course in Miracles makes me so happy. If I sit here and wait until someone comes around and pays me to talk about Course in Miracles, I'm going to miss out on my own happiness. But I say, you know what? F it. I'm going to start talking about Course in Miracles to anybody and everybody who would listen to me. So I talk about it with my coworkers. I carry around my Course in Miracles. I do my little blogs. I think I'm in the process of manifesting wonderful conversations with another spiritual running buddy of mine, Danielle Bernstra, on her future. To hopefully, I think it's happening. So we're talking about Course in Miracles. So look for that. It's coming soon. Great. So I would have missed out on all those wonderful things that could bring me happiness because I'm sitting here thinking about, no, abundance has to do with dollar signs. Now I really realize what abundance really has to do is with being of service. Once I'm of service, I will be happy. And once I'm of service, I will start sharing with others. I will no longer have these blocks. I will no longer care because I'll realize it's not about, do I look like that person or can I do it better or whatever. It's not about that. That's ego shit. That's going to block me up completely. What it really is about is being of service and believing this message. And yes, I truly believe that, yes, I do the Course in Miracles because this stuff makes me so happy. I want to coach people about it because it makes me so happy. But guess what? Going to IKEA also made me very happy and buying those things for mom. Helping the little boy today made me really happy. So it doesn't have to just be this one form. We think of it that way. So we're very limited and stuck on the fact that we can only be of service in one particular way. But the truth of the matter is we're in service 24/7. We actually bring in abundance 24/7. So if you can really shift in this area and view yourself as being abundant 24/7 because you can constantly be of service, then I guarantee you're going to bring in tons of happiness. And sure, Russell Simmons calls it the toys. You know, he says, oh, sure, you can still have the toys because this man is of huge service. You know, and anybody doesn't get that, you got to read his books again, because he said some people tweeted him about how, sure, it's easy for you to talk about this because you have tons of money, but I'm like, this guy's hardcore about serving other people. So it's like, sure, the toys can come, like he says, you know, but guess what? You're already going to be happy. And if the toy leaves you, you're going to be like, oh, well, who cares? I'm already happy. So toys meaning, you know, anything material, anything like, sure, ring, I don't know, whatever it is for you that makes you happy. I don't really have an example right now. Like, for me, sometimes it's Coach bags or purses or shoes or clothes or, you know, whatever it is that I think is going to come in and make me happy. Well, those things are very unstable and they're very temporary. They'll come in for a second, you'll be yay, and then they'll go away and then you'll be back into your funky self. So what we're really trying to do here is get you in a state of being of service, because state of being of service equals us being happy. And happiness, Course in Miracles teaches us, is our primary function. And it also teaches that we receive as we give as we receive. It's one and the same. So we think that we receive at a later time, or we think that we receive in some material form. What we really receive is given at that very exact moment that we give to somebody else. The joy that I got from serving that little boy, the passion that I felt from coaching that woman, you know, the creativity that it came through me when I helped my mom decorate her house. It's all the same. I received at that very moment. I just had to shift in order to perceive it that way. So I encourage you to shift into being of service. Get your mind out of the limited idea that it has to look any particular way. Get creative, get going, get moving, be of service. The world needs you. It needs tons of people. Every single person is here to serve in whichever capacity and in any given moment in a different kind of way. Whatever it is, get moving. So I hope you have an awesome day and be of service as much as you can to anybody that you can. Lots of love. Bye.